Never say this to your real estate agent when buying a home. In this video, I'm going to tell you things you should never say to a real estate agent when you're buying. So today, sharing key things to avoid to ensure a smooth and really successful home buying experience, because that's what I want for you. This is to help you with that whole experience. So let's dive in. And truly, I expect some pushback from agents telling you these things. But unfortunately, there are agents out there that will take that information their clients share with them, and in some instances, use it more to their advantage and frankly put their buyers at disadvantage. So that's why I really wanted to do this video and tell you what not to share. And near the end, I'm going to give you a little caveat to stay within your budget. This is really important for you to know about when making offers. While it's super important to have good communication with your real estate agent, you do have to be careful about the type of information you're sharing with them until you have that confidence. That's why I wanted to do this video, to share with you what you shouldn't be saying. So let's get into the list right now. First, avoid sharing detailed financial information beyond what's necessary for pre-approval. You don't need to share your credit score or how much is in the bank. We don't need to know that. Simply state your pre-approval status and loan amount. If, for instance, your agent knows you make a lot of money, and you share this could lead to some agents taking that information and showing you more expensive homes. And it's happened, unfortunately, making it harder to stay within your financial comfort zone. I mean, I know realtors, you're going to come at me, I know, but the only person you should be giving your financial information to is your lender or mortgage broker. They need to know your income and your financial status, not your realtor. And the only thing we as real estate agents is how much you're pre-approved for. That's all. Additionally, revealing too much can affect your negotiating power, as sellers may see you as more flexible buyer willing to stretch your budget. And next, be mindful of the personal details you share, divorce, job transfers, things like that, because of the urgent deadline that may be surrounding that. Disclosing them too soon sometimes you can be pressured into making quick decisions and buy something that isn't exactly right for you. For instance, if your agent knows that you're in a hurry to buy a house to meet the seller's deadlines, or to accept that seller's counter offer or conditions that really aren't in your best interest. So the agent could say, if we don't accept this offer, you may end up homeless if we don't accept this offer. Well, instead, keep the personal situations, job transfers, things like that, until you have confidence that your agent has your best interest at heart. And if you find that you're finding your agent to be pressuring you, I'd be finding a new agent. I mean, I'd be tossing them out, quite frankly. Third thing to never say to your real estate agent, another crucial tip is don't mention that you're working with multiple agents. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't recommend this, that you work with a couple of agents in the same market. So let's go back to why you shouldn't be saying that. If you ask that the agent show you a house and you mention how you are working with, the listing agent or a couple of different agents, that agent isn't actually going to do much for you. And here's the reality. Real estate agents are paid 100% commission, meaning they only earn money when deal closes, which in some cases could be 60, maybe even 90 days away. So we're putting in all this time, effort, money, gas, driving around showing you houses. Why would an agent spend time doing all of that, driving you around, doing all this due diligence, working for you, when ultimately you go with another agent? Ensuring you work with one dedicated agent helps guarantee they stay committed to finding you the best property. So you tell them I'm working with a couple different agents. Honestly, they're not going to put their best effort in. And honestly, if you tell me you're working with someone else, I'm not going to do that. I would tell you, I don't recommend working with multiple agents. Some people believe working with just the listing agent, that they're going to get some great deal by working with the listing agent because the listing agent's going to cut their commission for you. Or they think that they'll get more exposure by working with multiple agents in the same market. Well, if you're working with a couple of agents in one market, we all have access to the same data. The only difference is if an agent has off-market listings. Otherwise, everyone has the same access to the data on the multiple listing service. So now if your home search spans multiple cities or regions, having separate agents for each area totally makes sense. But within the single market, sticking with one agent ensures more focused and effective search. But looking at two different markets, well, then having an agent for each market totally makes sense. It's a totally different story. Each agent is a local expert to their housing market. So know this, real estate agent is a relationship-driven industry, and agents are more likely to prioritize clients who demonstrate commitment and loyalty. So if you're exploring different agents, do so discreetly until you are ready to make that final decision. Number 4, you use an automated real estate app that you see from this automated estimate is lower than the list price. When negotiating a home price, avoid using these automated real estate apps estimates like House Sigma or similar tools for comparables. Don't do that. Please don't do that. The agent won't take you seriously. I know it sounds horrible. I know, but the reason the agent won't take you seriously is because these estimates are often highly inaccurate. They rely on automated algorithms rather than real-time market data. So if you want to know the real-time value of that home, ask your buyer agent to run a real-time CMA. What has sold in that specific neighborhood in the last 3 to 6 months? That will show you what the true value is of that home. I provide each of my buyers with a specific comparative market analysis, a CMA, using the most recent data available. You know, a CMA considers recent sales, market trends, and specific property details to provide really an accurate picture of a home's true value. So relying on professional analysis ensures you're making an informed decision based on the best available data. Next thing, be cautious about revealing how much you're willing to spend on a property, especially a property you really love. What I mean is there's a house comes on the market that is within your budget. And let's say it's $500,000, but you can go up to $550,000. Be careful because this can be used against you, especially if you're in a multiple offer situation. This might be okay to know this information, but there are some unethical agents who may steer you towards higher priced homes, potentially stretching your finances beyond what's comfortable for you. And they may pressure you to go higher to a higher priced home. As you're getting to know your agent, give them a firm price range and focus on finding the best home within that limit. As your trust in your agent grows, you can share more with them. But not all agents are unscrupulous, but those that have what we call commission breath can use less integrity. And if you find they are pressuring you or slipping in that higher priced home, aren't listening to you, then time to look for a new agent. I mean, I'd be tossing them. They should not be doing that. And here's the extra tip or caveat for you that I promised. We can't tell you how much to offer on a house. It's your money. I can't spend it for you. If you're asking your agent, how much should I be offering on this house? Well, we're not supposed to give you a number. Just not. We can't do it. We can give you a range and go through what houses have sold and give you that information. But we can't tell you what purchase price to specifically offer. We just can't. We can give you all the information for you to make an informed decision. You have to offer what you think the house is worth. Value is a combination of price and condition of the house. Value can be different for different people. So a house is only worth what a buyer is willing to pay. Next, when seeing the home, you can make comments about the house. Can you? Well, I don't want you to mention anything about what might go in an offer while in the house. Here's the things about revealing your comments. When touring a home, Avoid making really strong negative or overly positive comments while inside the house. Sellers or even other buyers might overhear, which could impact negotiations or your chances to securing the property. So, for example, if the seller hears you say you absolutely hate the kitchen and the layout and it needs a total gut job, they may be less willing to negotiate on price with you. Conversely, if you express too much enthusiasm, you may lose leverage in negotiations. So keep feedback neutral and discuss opinions privately with your agent. Here's another thing. A lot of sellers today have cameras installed and may be recording or listening to conversations while potential buyers tour their home. While this isn't always legal, I know, it happens more often than you think. So to protect your negotiation position, do not discuss anything that might be included in an offer, such as price, conditions, or items you'd like the seller to leave while inside the house. Instead, wait until you're outside, away from the property, to have these discussions. We don't want to give any information to the seller before negotiations even begin. And here's something else. You should know that we now have what's called a designated representation. In Ontario, designated representation is a practice where a brokerage assigns different agents within the same firm or brokerage to represent buyers or sellers separately in a transaction. So this approach ensures that each party has an advocate solely dedicated to their interests, reducing potential conflicts of interest that can arise when a single agent represents both sides. So here's the advantages for you as a client that is included. Focused advocacy. Your designated agent is committed exclusively to your needs, providing personalized guidance throughout the transaction. The other thing is confidentiality, and sensitive information you share remains with your designated agent, ensuring your privacy is maintained during the negotiations, unless you give permission to share it with the other side. Finally, fair negotiations with separate agents representing each party. The negotiation process is more balanced as both sides have professional representation, advocating for each of their best interests. So understanding designated representation can give you a greater confidence in the buying process, and knowing that your agent is fully dedicated to achieving the best outcome for you. So by keeping these tips in mind, you'll be in a stronger position to navigate the home buying process smoothly and successfully. Knowledge is power, and understanding these key points will help you make the best decisions throughout your journey. And that's what I want for you. So happy house hunting.